Hey everybody, this is Dave Little coming to you live from the Epic Sports Broadcasting Network with a quick update on what is happening in the Heartland Championship Wrestling Federation. There are major changes taking place, and the big change is, we'll just put it right out there, the King of the Indies Federation is no more after a successful 4-year run with some great times, broadcasting with some great promoters, Mark Cantor, Rob Bennett, Keith Simmons, Gabe, and Todd, among others. Thank you all for being a part of that. But to keep things fresh, it has been 13 years now that we have been streaming live. And to keep things fresh, we are going to do some things differently and take a different direction. So what's coming next is this. We will continue to go with wrestling shows on Saturdays and Wednesdays, and we are going to divvy that up into 4 separate federations. This has largely been prompted by my desire to get more engaged in some of the newer bootlegs that I have had access to and some of the revised Filsinger color cards that have come out commemorating the old style wrestlers. So I am going to run 2 old style NWA territories. Still going to run a Ring of Honor territory, and for the first time, a full-fledged ladies territory instead of integrating the ladies into the other territories. And as I've been doing for the past year or so, kind of weaving in the NWA stuff into my standard fed. So here is what's coming up. First off, our first NWA federation is going to be, I'm trying to pull these logos in so that everybody can see these one at a time and get a feel for it. And of course, I have lost my logos. Our first federation is going to be this guy, Pro Wrestling Mid-America. Pro Wrestling Mid-America is going to run the territories throughout the middle part of the country. Great wrestling territories like Dallas, Texas, Austin, Texas, Houston, Texas, as well as New Orleans, St. Louis and Kansas City, Memphis, Tennessee, Nashville, Tennessee, Jackson, Mississippi, and Shreveport, Louisiana. So we'll have a nice swath of Middle America represented by Pro Wrestling Mid-America. We will crown a Pro Wrestling Mid-America Heavyweight Champion, Tag Team Champions, and a secondary belt will be the Southland Heavyweight Championship. And here is a list of the roster. And this is going to be a lot of Texas and Tennessee and Southern guys. Dr. Death, Steve Williams, and Vader will be some of the headliners, along with the Von Erich brothers. Ted DiBiase reprising his days in the South. Stan Hansen and Bruiser Brody out of Texas. Jimmy Snuka, Harley Race, a guy called the Dingo Warrior, who went on to great fame as the Ultimate Warrior. And the Von Erichs tag teams, along with the team of Gino Hernandez and Chris Adams. Milwaukee's great tag team, the Crusher and Dick the Bruiser, and some other AWA stars from the past. So that will be Pro Wrestling Mid-America. Our other NWA style federation will be the Atlantic Wrestling Federation. If I can find that logo. Trust me, I've got a very cool logo set up for the Atlantic Wrestling Federation. The Atlantic Wrestling Federation will run the southeast part of the United States, Florida, Georgia, North Carolina, and Alabama. as you can see the sites here. We'll crown an Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, Atlantic Tag Team Champions, and the Dixie Heavyweight Champion. And both the Atlantic Wrestling Federation and Pro Wrestling Mid-America will be part of the global NWA, which is already represented by the NWA World Heavyweight Champion Randy Savage, the Macho Man, and the NWA World Tag Team Champions Rick and Scott Steiner. So both representatives from the AWF and PWMA will be eligible to compete for the World Heavyweight Champions. We've had a long love for independent wrestling and the Ring of Honor in particular. And our Ring of Honor Federation will now be the West Coast Championship Wrestling Federation. And these guys will make their debut tonight. And if I have the opportunity, I will put this on the channel. We already have a West Coast Heavyweight Champion in C.W. Anderson. Tag team champions are currently the world's greatest tag team, Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin, and the Ring of Honor Television Champion, Adam Cole. Those championships will continue to be active. There is, in fact, a Ring of Honor Heavyweight Championship match planned for tonight in a rematch as the champion C.W. Anderson takes on Bryan Danielson in a rematch after the wild double disqualification brawl that they have in their last get-together. The number one contender for the Ring of Honor Heavyweight Championship will be AJ Styles, who was the former King of the Indies. And as the King of the Indies disbands, AJ will be coming to the West Coast, and he will wrestle full-time in Ring of Honor. And in recognition of his reign as the King of the Indies, he will have the first title shot at the winner of tonight's contest between C.W. Anderson and Bryan Danielson, with the title on the line. So we've got that to look forward to. And finally, the Heartland Ladies Championship. The Heartland Ladies will get their own federation, and they will get their own logo. For years I've done ladies wrestling just as a sidelight, but we have plenty of good cards now available and plenty of great rivalries available. And so we will begin a full-fledged ladies wrestling federation. They will run Chicago, Cincinnati, Columbus, Indianapolis, Detroit, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, and Milwaukee. So they will take over what has traditionally been the Heartland. We have already Heartland Ladies Champion Rockin' Robin, who will be continuing to defend that title. And her next title defense will be against the reigning Queen of the Indies and your 2019 Filsinger Cup winner, Soraya Knight. So that's going to be a slobber knocker, and Rockin' Robin is going to have her work cut out for her in her very first taste of competition in the new Fed. And of course, the Heartland Ladies Tag Team Championship will still be defended actively, and that was just won by the Minnesota Home Wrecking Crew, Lacey and Rain, with their big win over Shayna Baszler and Nicole Savoy, and that will be a very exciting rematch coming up for those two teams. And as we begin a new Heartland Ladies Wrestling Federation, we will also have a secondary title in play, and we're going to call that the Mistress of Mayhem. Those matches will all be just no disqualification, and those will be slobber knockers from start to finish. All right, everybody, thanks for checking this out, and I am going to circulate this video around the wrestling communities. And tonight, later on, hopefully on the channel, we will get started with our West Coast Championship Wrestling Federation, featuring the superstars of the Ring of Honor. So thanks to our Red Sox fan for tuning in. Thanks to Thomas Morgan for tuning in, and for everybody who watches this. And thanks again for everybody who participated in the King of the Indies over the years. And until tonight, fans, that's our stream, and I am out of here.